but it's all about ascendancy, you know. You get a good break, you feel good. You get a bad break, you've got to re-equip yourself mentally and get back on with it.
Well, I'd certainly say that Tim Mack would be delighted to have seen that. Not that Leandersson would be, but it's certainly given Mack now a little bit of a hope that he's had a double gun in there. And Leandersson's now had an open frame in the fourth frame.
That's right, he's got to cleanse his mind of all that. Get back on there, forget what he's just bowled, and just start again. You can only make one shot at a time.
Good style. Stands very erect. Such a tall player, but gets the ball well as usually down the right side. Now that's what you really need to do, is come back after an open frame, get back in, right back in with a strike.
Yep.
Just show the opponent that you're not actually gone.
Mack will be looking to use this to his advantage now.
Certainly takes his time in terms of studying line on the lane and having a look or waiting for the crowd to settle.
Well, these guys that play in the States, they play for a lot of money, and as I say, they need to be mentally settled. We've seen recent winners of this competition. Mats Carlson, he's somebody who takes a lot of time.
Really gets that ball up behind the backswing.
Ooh.
It came in a bit too high there.
Yeah, he didn't give it enough room there. The ball was always too close to the head pin.
Really had an opportunity there to go with that third strike instead of that 8. Would have been a little bit more pressure on Leandersson, I feel,
Yeah. It's a relatively simple spare for him, though. He takes out his second ball, which is a much harder, shinier ball. This will just go straight across the lane and shouldn't pose too many problems.
So he won't turn it as much in the lane?
No, there's no necessity. It's spinning, but it's not turning because it's a very hard surface ball. So he knew then that the first pin, there was a chance he could have just cherried it off the 2, but he's happy now. That's gone. It's like a mental roller coaster out there. You know, you're up 1 minute, you're down the next, until that ball hits the pins, and then you get the result. You don't know what's going to happen. It gets easier the more you string them, though. One simple mistake can cost the game.
Oh, yeah. Well, so far he has had no mistakes.
He's given this more room. Yes. Look at that. See, even with all that rotation on the ball, it just shows those pins can make that ball deflect.
Gosh. Now, Leandersson on a strike.
Yeah, needs to double here, really.
Can he?
Light hit. You notice the left-hand lane, Thomas isn't getting the ball quite as far in.
Now watch it turn in here.
But the ball is holding out longer, so it's hitting the pins lighter, and it's what we call mixing them. It's not what we call a flush strike, but strike is a strike. So this ball will come back now. You see, the right-hand lane is hitting more, so the boys have got more of an area to feed the ball to bring it back.
Well, that's certainly a good comeback after that 7-2 on the fourth. He comes back with 2 strikes.
Yes.
Giving Tim Mack a little bit more to think about.
You wouldn't want to fight him, would you?
No.
Oh! Now he will be very happy about that, because look how high this ball comes in. That's nearly a 4-6 split. The last 2 pins to go. He's creating so much angle with the amount of revs on that ball.
Quite a lot of power. I was going to say a lot of power in the ball.
It's no good unless you put it in the right place, though, Bernard.
Lucky strike for Tim Mack.
Watch this. You see, they're happy on the right lane because they know the ball is going to sweep back stronger. Well, Tim, he's from the New Jersey area in the States. I mean, there's been a lot of good bowlers from there. Johnny Petraglia, big hero in the States. These guys play for a lot of money out there, you know, so they're used to pressure.
Seems to be a lot of them in the audience, because every time he strikes, they're going crazy.
Yeah.
Leandersson.
He won't be too phased. Well, he didn't see it, but it sounded pretty good.
Here's the replay. Watch again, right in the centre.
And you saw there the classic case of the perfect strike shot only hits 4 pins: the 1, the 3, the 5, and the 9, and that was a perfect shot.
Concentration. Looks good too.
They ain't missing on the right lane.
Absolutely. Fantastic.
They're very comfortable on that lane. They can feed the shot.
4 in a row for Leandersson.
Well,
Let
no-
me see it in the action replay. Watch this come right down into that 1-3 pocket, clears everything straight off the deck.
Beautiful.
Absolutely fantastic.
You'll notice that he's playing just a fraction deeper with his feet on the right lane, just giving the ball a little bit more room. These are the little subtleties that people don't understand about this game. It's very tricky. Now they see lots wide. Left lane again, you see, is not coming back. Now these are the things they've got to work out.
Now look at that.
Mm,
Now
a
that's
washout.
not going to be easy, Steve, to take this in, is it?
No, but it is possible with these guys that you would expect. Just,
Well, that's
he was
that's
very
what-
quick on that. He didn't even take a lot of time with that. Needed to just hit the head pin slightly on the left-hand side, knock it over like a fine cut of snooker.
The first, have a look at that.
Yeah,
First little.
that's giving him a headache. He's got to strike here.
Oh, he does too. He does too.
No problem.
So now it's slightly in the advantage to Leandersson.
Yeah, he's just got to keep the pressure up. He's just got to keep striking.
Oh, very good.
That's wired.
Now, there's Leandersson having a few neck movements because he's got to be on after this. And this will be Tim Mack's final shot in this game. And the 3 in a row. That gives him a 220 game. And look at that, only for that 6-2 there in that 9th frame. My God, what a score he could have.
That interrupted
So.
7 in a row.
Let's look at the scoreboard.
That left lane's just causing him a few problems. Well, Thomas really needs a spare just to be sensible here. He doesn't need to go crazy. And sometimes this can be worse, you know, because
Mack had 9 strikes in that game, you know.
yeah,
Right,
Thomas has
Leandersson.
just got to keep everything calm and make a nice smooth shot. It's a bit tight.
What's it-
Oh, you see, he was
Wow.
worried about the lane. Brought the ball in too high.
310 split. Well, I suppose for guys of this caliber, it's relatively simple.
Yeah, and
Should be.
luckily at this stage, you know, he's in
Very.
a push and a pin, so
That's very good. Well, that spare confirms that this man here, Tomas Leandersson, has won the first game of this stepladder final in the British Open Championships. 231 to 220.